Hello, world. Welcome back to the Timeless Tempo with your host, Joe Lipi, and still here at the House of Entertainment, Africa International TV and Media Station. We are together with our lovely producer, CEO of the AI TV Media House, OGOJ, behind the camera. And guess what? In the house tonight, we have a guest who has come to talk to us and talk to you, and is one and only KB official.
What's
Welcome
up?
in the
What's up?
house.
Thank you, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too,
Nice to
man.
see you. Nice to see you. You know, he is multi-talented. He's an artist, he's a producer, technician. He does a lot of things. But today on Timeless Tempo, we keep it music and music culture. You know, here we talk about music art, music culture, and the art behind that. So we have Kaybee in the house, and we shall be discussing a bit and asking him some questions about music and his production career.
For sure.
So how are you today?
Yeah, I'm very fine, man.
So good?
Good. Yeah.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Oh, who is your designer tonight? You look so fresh. You look so amazing.
Thank you, man. Now, man, just have to put up something, man.
Yeah.
No?
But it really matches with today's vibe.
Thank you. Yeah,
I see you're in the mood and in the vibe.
Yeah, welcome. I came to leave an impression for you guys. So.
Oh yeah, that is so nice. Our dear lovers and viewers here at the Timeless Tempo, we kickstart paper at hand, ink on paper. We get to the questions, and our first question we wrote down for you is, how did you get into music?
Oh, I think music has always been a part of me, and my family, because, on both my dad's side and my mom's side, it's like everybody's singing and doing music, and especially, growing up in church, that's where I think it all started, with the choirs and everything, singing in church, but then also at home, and having a Congolese father, music, not only Congolese, but in Africa, I think music, is part of the culture. And so it has always been a part of, I think, me. And I started music, just for fun. I think it always starts, when you're a kid, starting to write some lyrics. But before music, I was actually more into basketball up to high school.
All right.
And then when my career ended, no, I was never a professional. But when I finished my basketball so-called interest, I started off with music because I was practicing very hard with basketball. But I felt like I need to do something else to
Yeah. Oh, that's
keep
amazing.
up the fun.
So it wasn't much of a big surprise when your
Not-
family
not
saw
really.
that you
Exactly.
divided into music.
Because even when I had, basketball in school, during high school, I was still doing music, rapping, freestyling most of the time, just for fun. And and then right after high school, I think that's where started to take it more seriously.
All right. So you've told us that you had or you've grown in a family that loves music. There were
Yeah.
musicians that used to sing in church and all that. But are they your early influences as well, or you have private influences that really
Yeah.
got you attracted to music?
Yeah, I think, during the 90s, I think, I was personally very into hip hop and the hip hop culture. I was also doing some breakdance back in the days.
Yeah.
And yes, I think hip hop, that's what got me started, I was really inspired by different types of rappers like Busta Rhymes, Wu-Tang Clan, and you name it. So I think that's where I got a lot of inspiration. And then I got more into like a little bit of reggae, dancehall vibes. And there was an era when there was electro music as well. And also the African music came a little bit later. But we had like different African jams playing all the time at home when I was a young kid. But growing up, it was more hip hop. And then with time, I got to get to know more about different other cultures
Oh
as
yeah.
well and music
Yeah.
genres.
For the lovers of hip hop,
Yeah.
there is always this debate that always comes up. Some are into this, some are into that. But we'll ask you between DMX, rest in peace for both of them,
Yeah.
DMX and Tupac. Who
Okay.
do you think that, oh, when it comes to rapping, this one is the GOAT?
Wow, it's a tricky question.
Yeah.
I think when it comes for me, I've been listening to Tupac and DMX, but I haven't really been deep into their music. But I think Tupac had his thing going on, and also DMX. I could hear, but I think I've been hearing more DMX in Sweden in the club. But when it comes to chilling and relaxing at home, I've been listening to like Tupac, some of his vibes as well. So I don't really have any clear position.
All right. You know, those are one of the greatest, DMX,
Yeah,
Tupac, but I
indeed.
love Eminem too as a
Indeed,
rapper.
indeed,
Snoop
indeed,
Dogg and 50 Cent and
indeed.
others. But anyways, we move on. Being an artist and a producer at the same time,
Yeah.
how would you describe your sound today, your music sound?
Well, I think being first of all, me personally, I jump a little bit here and there, and I pick up what's good, and I get inspired. So when it comes to my own music as an artist, I think at the moment, at the stage where I am right now, I'm experimenting a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been doing a bit dancehall, reggae, Afrobeat, and I also produce like some more of the Congolese traditional popular music as well at home that I try. So I get a blend of everything and I mix it up. But I would say today I'm more like an Afro pop artist. So I try to blend a little bit of the Afro beats, a bit of dancehall, and I put a flow into it.
So what would you because from what you're telling us is you love diversifying music. You don't keep yourself to a single genre. You've done reggae, you've done Afro pop, you've done Afro beats, and so on and so forth. Music, Congolese styles. What do you, what are your thoughts, or what would you tell, or what would you say about musicians who keep themselves committed to a single type of genre? Let's say I'm only doing reggae, or I'm only doing electropop, I'm only doing hip hop. What do you what do you say about them?
I think it depends how you see music. At the moment, I don't really have any pressure from a record label because I'm still independent. So I'm kind of shaping my sound still. But when you start to come up and be more commercial, I think it's important to find a spot so that people can put you in a category.
All right, all right.
I think it's still important.
I feel
So I don't judge them at the same time. But I would just say in general, just keep on doing what you feel like and do what you do, whatever hits you. Because in the end of the day, you never know what is going to blow.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we're still pushing music forward.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
So I think just do whatever comes to your mind.
And different artists, different musicians have different ways of coming up with their music.
Yeah.
Some, some come up because of inspirations. They write their music based on inspirations. Others, they just want to bring something new. They want to have some sort of like sci-fi in music. They come up with a concept that hasn't been really been profound or hasn't been used before, and they put it out there, and then they see how it turns out to be. So what's your creating process like when starting a new track as a producer?
Oh, as a producer, I would say I just because during the day I always listen to music. So if there's something that I like, sometimes I would try to reproduce something similar, but with my touch. Or sometimes I would just think of a melody or like some kind of music that I've been listening to during the day or during the past. That something that I really appreciate. Like I want to do this type of vibe. So. And that's how I get my inspiration. Or sometimes, I just think of a sound, think of a genre. Like, okay, I want to do this type of genre. I start with maybe I start with the snare. Start with the congas or whatever. Just trying to lay down the percussions or start with the melody, maybe some keys. Or if I'm working with somebody, that could also be a source of inspiration, because if he comes with a flow, comes with a vibe, then we do it and we create it together. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that is so
Yeah.
interesting. That is so interesting to learn more of that.
Mm.
And when we do something, we become better at that. If you cook more of food, you become better at cooking food. Maybe knowing how much salt do I need to add in this type of a meal. When you do something, actually become better. Practice makes perfect.
Indeed.
So, when it comes to music and production,
Yeah.
what is a mistake that you have adjusted in your production from the first time when you started production, or when you are still learning and making your first songs? What are the mistakes that if you compare a song that you made before as a first timer and today
Okay, as a producer now.
as a producer now?
Okay, one of the mistakes, I mean, do a lot of mistakes all the time, but I think it's like I've been doing like a lot of tracks in the beginning, but I wasn't finalizing them in the end.
Okay.
So I have I have a catalog with like unmade beats that are not finalized. But it's not until I start to finalize the beats itself that I was actually moving forward.
Yes.
And I think that's a very important part. Try to finish your project as much as you can. Not that they have to be 100%, but at least that if you want to send your beat to someone, he has to be able to feel the vibe somehow.
As the world it is today, some might say they hold the view and really acknowledge that World War III is ongoing.
Yeah.
So I would want to put it like and say, you would want to start World War IV.
Exactly.
If you're working with another artist and you do their songs and never accomplishing them,
Exactly.
they're like, come on, this producer is never accomplishing our
Indeed.
stuff.
Indeed.
It becomes some sort of a war back then.
I'm telling you.
But
But
that
in the
is
end,
good
it's
to
not
know.
easy, because
Yeah.
if you're a very mind spread person, you're gonna
Yeah.
jump from project to project to project.
Exactly.
So I think that's a very important part to be able to accomplish.
Okay. So
the
when you
project.
start something, it's better to accomplish it.
Even if it's not 100%, but at least depending on which stage you are in production.
Yeah. That is so amazing. At least our dear producers up there, you're new into production. This is an advice. It's better to accomplish what you started, because that will catch with you up later in your future productions. Accomplishing what you started, it is a good thing. You don't want to have something and keep it on a foundational level.
Indeed.
Because when it is accomplished, it becomes complete. And you'll have some sort of a tag on it. It will be, encrypted in some way, and you'll have some sort of a patent on it.
Yeah. Indeed.
So accomplish what you start. That is what we're learning from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all right. Now, this one is a good one. Our dear viewers and listeners, and from the comments, they said we ask you this because they knew you were coming.
Okay.
So they said, what's the track you worked on that pushed your creativity? You worked on this track, and you were like, oh boy, the things I've put in this track, I've never thought I would do it with another track.
Okay.
Or it goes on expanding and expanding, time on and time on, and so forth.
I mean, I think I always try to push my creativity as much as I can,
Yeah.
as much as I think is good. And then, I always ask for advice as well. I have one of my guys that I actually only in the studio with, CI, shout out to him. I mean, I ask him for advice because he has a lot of experience when it comes to mixing and producing. But one of my tracks that I've put a lot of efforts into, if I understood your question clear, it's like I just released a track actually, where it's called Shari Day in Swedish. It means I'm in love with you. And I actually did the production of the beats, most of it. And then I had some artistic advice. Some guys told me, layer this and that, and do it like this. You have to tweak this,
Yeah.
And then I accomplished it.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, and then we come back to we'll come back to the writing process,
Yeah.
but we're gonna diverge a bit. It will be slightly different. When different people have different writing processes.
Yeah.
Some, like you said, you could play piano and write, or some write and then play the tracks, add in the melodies and all that, like you said. But on this one, we were focusing on when writing your music.
Yeah.
Do you think about your audience while creating, or just yourself?
No, it depends on the song because I have songs that feel more personal, and then I would think of my emotions and try to express whatever I feel like. But then I have some other tracks, where, for example, I want to make people dance, so I try to picture. It's like story writing. You try to picture people in certain environments and
Yes.
try to describe different scenes and what's happening. For example, in the club, or it could be outside in the park or whatever. So yes, indeed, I have other people in mind as well, because sometimes it's not only about me. I don't want to be selfish in my writing. So
Yeah.
I also try to type different type of things. It
Yeah.
depends what comes in my mind.
So you're simply telling us, follow your mind, follow your heart, follow emotions.
Indeed.
Yeah, our upcoming musicians, producers, and artists who want to get into the business of writing, showbiz, follow your heart. If you're writing upon yourself, follow your emotions. If you're writing to your audience, try and figure out what they would love and what they would expect from your message that you're putting out there. So, and we're still pushing on. We know you've made a lot of songs. As a producer, you've written a lot of music for your own self. But amongst all that, if you figure it out and think it out, what's the most challenging song you have made so far, and why?
Why? Oh, I think one of the most challenging song, as I'm still an upcoming producer, there's a song. If we're not talking about my production,
Yeah. No, we're focusing on your production.
yeah, on my production exactly. There's a song I did for a Swedish-based artist. It's called Lux.
Looks, yeah.
And yeah, he's also an upcoming, but he's getting more and more established. So his production, I produced the beat. And at the beginning, it went well, but then sometimes you feel like, nah, I need to tweak a certain part of the song, and then
Yeah.
you're trying to find that sound. You're trying to find a certain sound, to fit the vibe of the song, but
Yeah.
you kind of not getting it. So that could be a challenge part, but sometimes you just need to go away from the project and like clear your ears, clear whatever you have on your mind, and then you jump back
Yeah.
after some time.
Yeah.
So I think one of his tracks that he did, which is called in Swedish as well, Jag ägnar.
Okay.
Uh,
What does that mean in English?
I in English, je dédie in French.
Yeah, in French. In French, probably.
I dedicate.
Okay.
Yeah, the song is about dedicating his thoughts to someone.
But what genre was this? Was it?
This was a blend of like Afro and a little bit of dancehall, like you could say Afro dancehall, with a Swedish commercial touch on it.
I can imagine if you have, if you blend stuff, if it was a clean Afro, maybe it would be easier. But blending things it gets a bit tricky.
It gets a bit tricky
because you have to keep in the beats,
Exactly.
the rhythm, and everything has to be aligned together.
Indeed. But shout out to Lux as well and Laz as well. So there was two artists on that track. Shout out to them.
All right. And when you hear a beat as a producer for the first time, or as an artist also, what tells you that, oh boy, this is the one?
Ooh, I mean, I think it's all about emotions and what you feel and what you catch, from the beat. Because as an artist, sometimes you're like, bam, it hits you. The beat is just, it's on the perfect notes, perfect. It's like just the perfect chords, that fits your voice, and you catch the melody directly. And then you just know it's the one. So I think it's all about emotions and what you feel about the beat. And sometimes, it depends on the genre as well. But sometimes it could be like a genre that you wouldn't necessarily do, but you just feel like, nah, I need to do something on this beat.
Oh yeah.
So it is,
Oh, yeah. Our viewers and lovers here, the AITV network, Timeless Tempo. This is our guest of the night and evening, KB Official. He's an artist and a producer based in Stockholm, Sweden. For this first session, we take a break and we'll be right back with the second session, and we will play some beat of an acoustic for you. And big up to our producer behind the camera and the CEO here at the AITV network, OG. See you soon.
Salute. Mbote.
Saluto.